Huge thank you to Alex the Tall, who has joined the Tribal Chief tier over on Patreon. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel as well, you can go and check out the link in the description and become a member over on the Patreon page. There's 3 tiers to do so, with a few different options in each. But thanks again to Alex the Tall for making all these videos possible. Welcome back to WCW 2000 here on Total Extreme Wrestling 9. We are just 2 weeks away from the Great American Bash, where we've got a War Games match, but a lot is going to happen between now and then because 2 weeks is a long time in the year 2000. My name is Anders, this is Spike Piledriver, and the WCW 2000 save on Total Extreme Wrestling 9, where we are essentially booking like Vince Russo. We did used to have a random generator booker idea sheet that we used every week and dropped in and changed things on the fly, but the feedback from you guys who are watching and commenting and from myself is that the shows are chaotic enough without rewriting them at the last minute anyway. If you enjoy the series though, still make sure you are liking the video, subscribing to Spike Piledriver, and sharing it with everyone, commenting down below. I will respond back to all your comments, or at least 99% of your comments. If I miss one, apologies, but I do attempt to get back to every single comment. And here we are though, we're at Nitro. It's the 29th of May 2000. Great American Bash is in 2 weeks, well 13 days. So we've got this Nitro, and next week is the Go Home show, and then it's Great American Bash. As I said, we've got War Games building towards, but there are a lot of things happening, particularly on tonight's Nitro, that are going to shape how we get into the Great American Bash. So without any further ado, let's hit start the show and move my face down to this little corner down there. Right. Oh, it might be down there, actually. I'm not sure which. I've moved anyway. Anyway, welcome. Right, we're in Mississippi or Missouri. I don't know. The McCarthy Gymnasium, and Ric Flair starts the show. Yo, monkey boy, listen up. If you ain't all jacked up, then hit the bricks and subscribe to some other loser. But if you are jacked and you are ready to let someone feel the bang, then subscribe to me. It's not like there's a choice anyway. He's pacing around the interview area, Mean Gene isn't there, and he's screaming about Sting and how he's dared to challenge Flair at his own game, and then he brings up Goldberg and how that crazed lunatic shouldn't be allowed back in the building. He announces that he's going to teach Goldberg a lesson tonight as he faces off against a member of the Revolution, and by the end of the night Goldberg will wish he was still injured. Crowd loved this. Flair's unhinged. Great strong start to the show. Gets a 78, which is why we always start out with a Flair promo, or most of the time we start out with a Flair promo, because it gets the crowd loving it, and it's easier to keep the crowd hot than it is to go, oh, we're down here, are we? Let's try and pull them back up. Now, if they're up here, the only thing we can do is cock it up and bring it down again, but we're already halfway there, so it's good. 78, though, is a great way to start the show, and we move on to Eric Bischoff, who is attempting to cock it up. I don't get this, right? Bischoff's popularity is in the high 50s. His microphone skills, charisma, they're in the 70s. Yeah, every time he's cutting a promo, it gets like low 30s, high 20s. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. 28. He's got the skills, he's got the popularity. What's the problem? Anyway, we head to his office, and Commissioner Bischoff announces that as a warm-up to War Games, every championship belt held by either the Revolution or Sting's Squadron will be on the line tonight. That means Vampiro's US title, Billy Kidman's Cruiserweight title, Mike Awesome's Hardcore title, and Saturn and Malenko will be defending the tag team titles as well. They could all change hands just 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, because of course they can. It's WCW. Why wouldn't they change hands? Anyway, that's what we've got in store. That sets out sort of like a championship Nitro at the end of May. Is it Memorial Day weekend? Is that the right one at the end of May? I think basically the 2000 Indianapolis 500 was yesterday, so that means it's Memorial Day, right? Excellent. 28 though from Bischoff. We'll move on to our first contest, which sees Booker T defeating Vampiro following interference from Shane Douglas, and Booker, despite his push being completely pulled from under him and several times, is now the United States champion. So we're going to rebuild him again now. Why not? Let's just forget that we've stopped pushing him several times, turned him for no reason. He's now the US champion. Vampiro's reign ends at 40-something days. I think this is his first in-ring performance since winning the title, which was also a vacated title after Scott Steiner left the company. But anyway, Booker T is now the US champion. It gets a 61, and Shane Douglas is the reason why, sticking his nose into Vampiro's business, because obviously Vampiro is on Sting's team for the War Games match, so It's a common thread we'll probably see throughout the night. But we've got a new US champion. Great match, though, 61. After the bell, Douglas slides back into the ring and keeps the beatdown going on Vampiro, clearly looking to re-injure him before we get to War Games. But before any real injury is added to the insult, Goldberg is in the building. The familiar march music plays, and Franchise looks like he's seen a ghost, craps himself, legs it out through the crowd, and Goldberg grabs a microphone and tells the Franchise, "You're next." Goldberg's promo wasn't very good, apparently. 53, though, for the segment is actually not too bad, really. Goldberg will be facing Shane Douglas later in the night, so you're not getting away that easily, Mr. Douglas. Vampiro, though, lost the US title. We head backstage to Dustin Rhodes and Mean Gene ahead of our next match, and Dustin reveals that he'll be facing the Revolution for the tag titles up next, but he needs a new partner. Obviously, he won the titles with Kurt Hennig not too long. It was like January or February, and didn't last as champions very long. But he needs a new partner, someone he can trust, someone who is family. And Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, is back in WCW. The son and grandson of plumbers are back together. He gives his son a big hug and he tells Mean Gene Daddy that the tag team titles are coming back to the Rhodes family. Both men enjoy it. This is actually a really good promo for both of them. It only gets to 44, but still, they both enjoy going off script. And Dusty Rhodes is back. The American Dream. Excellent stuff. We then see Dusty Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes defeat the Revolution to win the tag team championships. Lex Luger pops his nose in, trips up Dean Malenko, bionic elbow from Dusty, new tag team champions. Dustin was the weak link, apparently. We've kind of... Oh, wow. Dusty and Dustin have got zero chemistry as partners. That is something special. I mean, probably not too far from the truth, but wow. 58, though. Matches tonight. High quality. Dustin with a poor performance and zero chemistry. That means they're not going to last long as tag team champions, doesn't it? The father-son team. Maybe we'll get Dustin to just turn on his dad. Why not? WCW. Happens all the time. 58, though. Excellent stuff. We then go backstage to Mean Gene with Scott Hall, and the former WCW champion lays out a challenge to Kevin Nash and Sid Vicious tonight. Obviously, they're facing in a three-way for the world title at Great American Bash. That was sorted out last week. He wants them in the ring tonight, though. He's speaking with an old buddy, apparently, Sting, and he's got a score to settle as well. Hall wants Nash to find a third man because he's good at that and meet them in a six-man main event tonight. 52 from Mr. Hall and his hot catchphrase. Still pretty good, middle of the road, but probably a little bit better than middle of the road, really, isn't it, for how some of our ratings have been, but still good stuff. We then find Mike Awesome talking to Mean Gene that he needs to defend his hardcore title tonight, so he's going to wait until he finds someone. He's going to kick the ass of the next man that he sees. But if he has to wait too long, it's going to be Mean Gene Okerlund who goes through a table with an Awesome Bomb. Awesome's just looking around, trying to find someone to beat up, getting angrier and angrier, and doesn't see a candlestick waffle him from behind. It's Tommy Dreamer, the innovator of violence, is here in WCW. I guess the hardcore match is underway. 49 is not a bad segment rating, actually. And we'll go into the match where Tommy Dreamer beats Mike Awesome following interference from Diamond Dallas Page. The War Games match is coming to haunt the Revolution. Dreamer wins the WCW Hardcore title in his debut performance. What's he doing here? Why is he not in ECW? WCW's been invaded by Tommy Dreamer. We're getting new signings all the time. This gets us 60. We're refreshing the roster. Look at that. New faces debuting all the time. A 60 rating for the match is excellent, but we're not done there. Chaos continues. Let's just bring this up nice and big. The bell ends the match, but Hardcore Hack, no, it's the Sandman, jumps over the barricade. He drops what looks like a title belt on the apron, takes a big old swig from his beer, smokes his cigarette, I don't know why I'm doing the actions, starts swinging his kendo stick of his own at the new Hardcore champion. Awesome decides to hang around as well. He doesn't chase TDP off. He thinks, oh, fine, hardcore fight, I'll get involved. Teams up with Sandman, and it looks like Dreamer's about to go through a table when Rob Van Dam comes rushing through the crowd. Awesome eats a steel chair. Sandman then catches one that's thrown at him, but Van Daminator knocks down Sandman. Awesome and Sandman seek refuge on the outside as a man walks down the entrance ramp. It looks like Nitro just got a little extreme. It's Paul E. Dangerously. Paul Heyman is here. Security quickly swarm around him. What the hell is he doing here? Take him off backstage. RVD picks up the ECW title from the apron. Stands tall in the ring next to the new hardcore champion, Tommy Dreamer. What is going on? Heyman didn't do very well with that script, by the way, even though he asked for it. Van Dam debuts. Sandman debuts. Tommy Dreamer debuts. Mike Gorsum's not hardcore champ anymore. Paul Heyman's here. What's going on? 50, though, for the rating for this. Good stuff. Paul Heyman's promo let it down, apparently, which is a shame. But 50. We abruptly cut to Sting. We don't want to see any more of that. Who's with Mean Gene? The Stinger has indeed made a one-night deal with Scott Hall to join forces tonight. Sting, Luger and Hall will face Nash, Sid and a third man. He's been here before. Sting immediately calls out Ric Flair and tells him that he's got an opportunity to finally be the third man tonight. Something that Hogan did before him and ruined Flair's run as WCW champion and whatnot. So anyway, it's only 4 years late, but the Nature Boy's dreams can finally come true. Maybe it'll change the industry again. Sting walks away laughing and wooing to himself, and that gets a 48. So will Flair be the third man? Whose side is he? Oh no, we know whose side he's going to be on. Anyway, we get a super crazy match facing Billy Kidman for the Cruiserweight champion. He hits a trifecta moonsault following interference from Vampiro. We've got a new Cruiserweight champion. Both men put in a great in-ring performance. This one gets a 64, which I think is match of the night so far. Super crazy's here. What is with all these debuts? We've got a new Cruiserweight champion. Kidman chases after Vampiro. They go fighting down the entranceway. Two former champions. So Vampiro's no longer US champ. Kidman's no longer Cruiserweight champ. They're brawling up the ramp. Crazy's alone in the ring, but we're not done yet. As the ECW Tag Team Champions, Jerry Lynn and Masato Tanaka, who's also wearing his television championship, hit the ring. They beat down the new Cruiserweight champion. Crazy's dropped with a cradle piledriver, but Yoshihiro Tajiri rushes out to the ring and makes the save. He battles Tanaka and Lynn away, and the ECW champs leave the ring. Tajiri helps Crazy back up to his feet. What on earth is going on? This one's got a 43. I mean, still good. But look. Lynn, Tanaka, Crazy, Tajiri, they're all new. Are you seeing a similar thread yet? I'll explain. By the way, the fans still bored of the Kevin Nash face turn saga. Kevin Nash is with Mean Gene. That's getting stupid now. The WCW champion asking what the hell is going on tonight. Is something in the water? Has somebody emptied the bingo hole a little early tonight? Anyway, he starts to focus on Scott Hall. His former buddy can partner up with anyone he wants, but he knows he can never beat Big Sexy. It's why Hall was always happy playing number 2, whilst Nash took all the headlines. I mean, most of them at least. Gets a 60 for a little Nash promo. Let me know in the comments whether I should actually just stop this face turn that's never going to happen with Kevin Nash. I think we've made the point. The red points are getting progressively and more annoyed and bored with the face turn saga, so we just nip it. Let me know. I'll do whatever you say in the comments, basically. First person to comment on whether I should stop or continue the Nash face turn, it will happen. Anyway, I'm not turning face, regardless. 60. Moving on. Rey Mysterio stood talking with Conan about the mystery attacker over the past couple of weeks. He's got no idea who it is, but the mystery is quickly solved when Lance Storm and Just Incredible attack both men from behind. And that is an incredible way to make an impact. They don't cut a promo or anything. They just beat them down and walk away. The Impact players are here. Lance Storm, Just Incredible. More debuts. They've even got matching backgrounds on their pictures. How snazzy is that? That's probably from the same photo shoot. Gets a 43, which is not too bad at all. Moving on to Shane Douglas, who's looking very panicked. And I went back and forth on whether panicked had got a K in it or not several times, just to let you know. He tells Mean Gene that Goldberg is making a huge mistake tonight. The franchise deserves more respect, and Goldberg should be careful what he asks for as the Revolution fighters won. Mean Gene quips that it looks like the rest of the Revolution might be a little bit busy because Douglas is standing there on his own. The franchise is far from happy with that and heads to the ring. 49 for his little promo. And then Goldberg destroys him in 4 minutes with a jackhammer. Only gets a 54 rating. Goldberg works well in short matches. Gets a bonus for dominating. Gets a bonus for short matches. Put in an in-ring performance of 71. Douglas was 57. The match, 54. I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, what's wrong? Bonus for Squash Master attribute. Bonus for charisma. Bonus for star quality. Bonus. penalised for his physical condition. Inconsistency. Low morale. Low locker room morale. Low morale. Low locker room morale. Negative impact of the road agent notes. What? Just stop putting a downer on things, Goldberg. Next up, Ric Flair comes out as Goldberg's still in the ring, and he demands that this animal is escorted out of here before he does any more damage. He then tells Sting that he's made a mistake by dragging Flair into tonight's main event, because he accepts, and the Stinger is going to pay for his words. Flair is the third man tonight. And let's go into the main event, shall we? Hall, Luger, Nash, Sting, Flair, Savage, some combination of the board. Nobody wins though. Chaos ensues. Goldberg and Shane Douglas both come out and interfere. The match gets thrown out. Nash is off his game. Hall and Flair are both in poor form. Luger's the weak link, apparently, down at his 51 in ring. Everyone else is in their 60s for the in ring. Well, not age in ring performance. We get 66 though for the main event, which is not bad in the slightest. Chaos though, utter chaos, and that continues after the bell. All 8 men brawling. Flair, Douglas, Nash, and Sid look to have the edge, but Goldberg switches something on and begins tearing through the opposition, handing out spears like they're on sale. Sting, Luger, and Hall clear the ring, and Douglas is left to suffer another jackhammer as Nitro goes off the air. I'm imagining that he's literally just hoisted him up, and Nitro cuts off before the jackhammer finishes. Just, cinema or something. I don't know. 58, though, is a good closing segment. And we end the show at a 68 overall. And we've bought ECW. That's what's happened. That's why all of this chaos happened tonight. Nitro's gone extreme. Paul Heyman's here. The ECW troops are here. We have... I don't understand how, because we're massively in debt. But we've bought ECW. If we're going down, we might as well go down swinging. Popularity recap up in lots of regions in the US. Can't really grumble. Up elsewhere as well. So, it's not a bad show at all, 68. We'll take that any day of the week. Mainly on a Monday. Potentially on a Sunday as well. There we have it. Nitro, we're on the road to the Great American Bash, where we got a War Games match. Has now had the... WWF actually want to sign Christian Cage again. We're trying to sign him. Never mind. Flair thinks Rey Mysterio doesn't connect. Wonderful. Nearly 4 million people have watched Nitro. Let's just look, right. Our championship situation is now we've got the ECW titles as well. We've just done it. I decided on a whim. They were up in debt. Might as well buy them. We've spent just under $1 million on them. We're already bleeding money and hemorrhaging money every month anyway. Might as well have a bit of fun with it. Might as well. We needed new people on the roster. It means we don't have to have Jeff Jarrett and the Demolition team working together for some reason. Still not sure what I'm doing with that. They'll be back, I'm sure. So, we've got a lot of new champions though. WCW champion Kevin Nash, been champion for 15 days, is now the longest reigning WCW champion. The tag champs are Dusty and Dustin, despite their complete lack of chemistry. They've held it for a day. US champ is Booker T, despite his push being pulled out from under him. He's held it for a day. Hardcore champ's Tommy Dreamer. And the Cruiserweight champion is Super Crazy. Okay. Heavyweight champion on ECW side of things is the Sandman. He's held it since Living Dangerously back in March when he beat Mike Awesome just before he left to join the WCW. He's not defended it since, of course. The World Tag Team Champions on the ECW side of things are Tanaka and Jerry Lynn. They beat Raven and Tommy Dreamer back in March as well. They've actually defended the titles a few times. And then Tanaka also beat Rob Van Dam not too long ago, actually, in May, to end the massive reign of the TV Championship with Mr. Van Dam. So we've got 3 new titles to figure out what to do with. We probably, my initial thinking is the Hardcore can be folded into the ECW title. The 2 tag titles will have to be unified at some point, and we might just keep the ECW World Television title. I'm not sure. We're going to keep the ECW title for a while anyway. As I say, I'm probably gonna feed the Hardcore into it, just because it's got a bigger brand. But we'll see. That's it. We've got Nitro again next week, obviously every week, and then the Great American Bash the following Sunday, and we've got lots of threads looking to start building towards that pay-per-view. Obviously the War Games match is the big one. The 3-way for the world title is also happening. we're going to have some combination of all of the massive mess of things that happened on Nitro today. But if you want to find out what's going to happen, well, watch Nitro next. Well, no, you probably won't find out next week on Nitro either. Watch the Great American Bash after watching Nitro next week. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching this mess of a show. I've certainly enjoyed putting it together. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Love to hear everything you have to say about these shows and the local to global shows as well. So comment down below. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel over on Patreon, please do so. The link is in the description. Everyone who's already supported the channel on Patreon will be on screen shortly, or now. I don't really know. I've not edited the video yet. But if you want to do that, that'd be massively appreciated, but there is no pressure to do so. Just please, if you want to consider doing it, go and consider doing it. Excellent. Right, thanks a lot for watching. This has been Nitro. I'll see you next week with more ECW mess and more WCW mess and just Great American Bash War Games coming up soon. Thanks for watching.